Representative Dennis.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I want to applaud the speaker immediately preceding me on his creative interpretation of history. But we're not here for a history lesson. I want to talk just a moment about what the Commerce Clause is and what it does. The Commerce Clause allowed, in the original intent of the framers of the Constitution, the federal government to regulate commerce between the states. That's between one state to the other. In the last, particularly the last 100 years, the Commerce Clause has been expanded, twisted, contorted in such a fashion that almost anything under the sun that the federal government wants to do, that they make the determination that is good and right in the best interest of the country, that they can do it. And unfortunately, in many instances, the Congress has passed those type of overreaching bills and laws, and the courts have been complicit and said, well, we can interpret this Commerce Clause. That possibly could be treated in such a manner, that product that's being produced or being sold, or that action that's being done could possibly, maybe in some form or fashion, affect in some way the transporting or trade of goods between two individuals in two different states. Therefore, we're going to let you do it. Folks, the intent of this resolution and the aim of it is to express our disgust, basically, with that interpretation, to express our strong desire as a state and the leaders and policymakers of a state that the 10th Amendment means something, that those powers that we did not specifically grant to the Congress and to the federal government in our Constitution are reserved for us, and we at the local level here in the state can make those policy decisions. Folks, that is the intent of this resolution. If you support the overreaching big government initiatives and the extent to which the federal government has intruded into every aspect of our lives, then you should vote against this resolution. But if you share my view and the view of so many others in our state, so many of the folks that I talk to in my district, I have yet to have a constituent come up and tell me, I like what the federal government's doing. I want more regulation from the feds. There's some great folks in Washington. I haven't heard that in a long time, if ever, folks. I don't know if you're hearing that in your district. If you support a limited federal government, if you support the 10th Amendment, if you support individuals standing up for their right to tell the federal government, stop, this is a state issue, we can deal with it in Nashville just fine, please take your paws off of this particular issue. If you support that initiative, if you support that idea, the idea of limited government, the idea of individual responsibility, then you'll be voting for this resolution. I hope you will. I hope you'll join me. I'm going to be voting for it. Thank you for bringing it.
Thank you. Leader Turner.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.